Hello, Scorpio. Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. How are you doing, Scorpio? Thank you so much for clicking here. I appreciate you. I've got some oracles here. We're going to start it with oracles this week. I know it is the weekend, and we are, whether you get this today, tomorrow, or next year, it's going to, it may or may not resonate for you because it is a general read. So, yeah, let's start here. And thanks so much for showing up here. I appreciate you, Scorpio. And at the end of this video, I'm going to tell you about how to find the extended. I'm also going to talk about private readings. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Let's find out what's going on for Scorpio. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. We've got grace and gratitude. It says, through gratitude, joy expands. Okay, so there you go. You got to start to your week. It's asking you to be in gratitude, and through being happy with whatever you have. Now, gratitude can be given in any situation, and there's always something to be grateful for, no matter what it is. Even if it's the only thing you can be grateful for is putting your hand on your chest and breathing and feeling your heartbeat, then there's always just something to be grateful for. And so I feel like this might be starting out as a week of joy for you. Tell me about Scorpio. We have triumphant success. Okay, we're sort of getting a theme going here. So that's the Ace of Swords. And so it does feel like there is going to be some sort of triumphant clarity or some type of breakthrough. That's what this is leading to here. You can see that person's hand is broken through, right? Broken through the ground here, and they're holding the sword of truth. So it seems like some sort of clarity is going to be coming to you that you're going to be grateful for. Tell me more about Scorpio. It's going to be, you're going to be grateful either way, no matter what the result is, that you're going to be grateful that you finally have the truth about something. We've got the skunk spirit. It says, know your worth. Well, there you go. I feel like you are getting some type of clarity, Scorpio, about your worth. You're no longer going to allow people to pass over you. I think knowing your worth means pulling back your energy. I mean, you're the expert at that. You can nothing people like that. But no, I mean, seriously though, it's time for you to pull back your energy. We have 5 and 4, which is 9. And so it tells me that maybe a little bit of hermit energy is required here. 9 is about the hermit. It's also about September, and we are in September. But know your worth. So it feels as though you're going to have some sort of triumphant clarity here, a triumphant breakthrough or a successful breakthrough here. Gratitude is going to come to you when you begin to see your worth. Now, this could be in a situation where possibly someone was not treating you as though you had worth. And maybe this is a realization from within. What else do we need to know? Tell me more about Scorpio. We've got deception. Yeah, it feels like you were believing the lie, is what it feels like. It says false illusions, scarcity mentality, falling into bad habits. It's almost as if you allowed somebody to convince you that your worth depended on them or what they said about you, or if they approved or with whatever you were doing or saying. We've got expansion. It says pursue bigger and greater endeavors. Let's look at the bottoms of the decks. I always like to do that because that is the energy in the future. We've got impasse. Reflect and redirect your energy. We've got a wall there, right? And so there is a path here, and it feels as though this path is going straight to the wall. I'm going to say we're at an impasse. It feels like you and someone else in the future are at an impasse. And that's when this is going to become clear, that this person can't see your worth. I feel like they've been treating you a certain way, and maybe the deception is you were falling into a false illusion. Well, maybe I don't deserve more than that. I think you're snapping out of it this week. That's what it feels like. So it says reflect and redirect your energy, and then we have the wall here. So it feels like we come to an impasse, and the impasse is I'm going to, oh, look at that. We're going to emotionally withdraw. It's emotional withdrawal here. It feels like you pull away, like the hermit energy, you pull away or you pull back. And I think it's in the hermit energy where you get this aha moment, or this realization that that you've reached an impasse with somebody, which means we can't agree on this. There's going to be no damn way that I am going to agree to that, and there's no way that you can see my side. And so we're at an impasse. We've got the wasp spirit says sometimes life stings. And so that's what it feels like here. It almost feels as though you are in this place, and we got 64, which is a 10. It feels like a new beginning takes place, or you start to come to thinking, well, this person keeps taking swipes at me. Like I'm just looking at a wasp. When a wasp comes around, some people are like flailing their arms, right? And so it feels like somebody's taking a swipe at you. And it might be in a passive aggressive way where they thought that maybe you weren't catching on, and you are catching on. I feel like you've been caught on for a long time. And we've got positive movement forward after emotional withdrawal. I think you emotionally withdraw to get this realization, this breakthrough about the self, and then falling into gratitude about knowing now what your worth is, but knowing that other people, or this person, maybe it's one person or maybe it's your employer, but that somebody here was lying to you, that you were in a false illusion of some sort because you were in a scarcity mentality. And the scarcity mentality means you actually had this all along, or you had enough all along, but someone had convinced you that you didn't, or you started feeling like you didn't. All right. Let's talk more about this. Tell me more about Scorpio, please. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter for the week ahead. Through gratitude, joy expands. It feels like the joy of realizing some type of truth here. Tell me more about Scorpio. We've got the 10 of Wands. You're done with it. Yep. You finally throw down some sort of burden that you've been carrying that you realized was not your own. Just looking at this a little closer here. Yeah, you're letting something go. It's like she has leaves in her hand and the wind comes by and pulls the leaves out of her hand. I feel like this 10 of Wands is telling me that you're just letting something go. I'm not going to be burdened by that anymore. And you start to live your life through joy, grace and gratitude. Tell me about triumphant success. There it is, the Hermit. It's all over the place, right? We got 5 and 4 is 9. We've got the Hermit here. And we've got, I thought we had another 9 here somewhere. I guess not. But we do have Hermit energy for sure. Indicating that your triumphant success comes while you are in Hermit energy. So it's after you pull back your energy from someone, something, the job, whatever it is, you go into this energy of, I really think that you go into Hermit energy thinking that you need to do work on yourself. And while you're there, you come to a realization that you're fine. It's not you. It's them. It's the ones that are on the outside of you trying to make you feel like something that's less than them, in order for them to be able to feel better about themselves. But you're going to redirect your energy, I feel, once you come to this impasse. I feel like you're just going to redirect your energy and you're not going to fight about it anymore. They misjudged you. They thought that they had you under mind control, or that they can control you by telling you that you had no worth or whatever it was. But it feels here like it says know your worth, and judgment is in the reverse. And it feels like everybody misjudged you. I mean, everybody, I wouldn't say everybody, but I would say a lot of people do, Scorpio, because you can remain under the surface a lot, where you just don't let them see that it bothers you, right? But just don't ever think that Scorpio doesn't have it going on underneath the surface, because it's strategic, right? It's strategic thinking. And once you come to the understanding or the triumphant breakthrough here, I feel like you see through the deception and realize, oh, that's what it is. They are misjudging me, or they're underselling me. They think that I don't know what they're doing. We've got the 2 of Swords, so deception. It says false illusions. You're releasing something here. We've got a full moon here, and we do have a full moon on Sunday. It's a full moon in Pisces. It is a full moon eclipse, lunar eclipse, and it looks like there is something here. Feels like you've been walking the line on something, or somebody's been making you toe the line. It almost feels like maybe you're living with somebody and someone's like, well, you can't live here if you don't pay the rent, or you can't live here if you don't have half the grocery bill, or like it feels like you've been towing the line because somebody's helping you out, or they make it look one way, but it's another. And that's what it feels like your breakthrough is about. They're making it look like they're doing you a favor, but they're not. Tell me about the Ten of Wands, because it says here, through gratitude, joy expands, but I don't think your gratitude is going to expand unless you finally drop the burden of somebody placed some kind of burden on your back, Scorpio. We've got the Page of Pentacles, the Justice card is in the reverse, and then we have the Eight of Wands in the reverse. It feels like you're stuck in a stagnant situation. So it's either like a relationship that's no longer moving forward, maybe you are living with someone, maybe you have a roommate, and we've come to an impasse. We no longer think the same. We no longer are the same. It's like we don't get along anymore. The Page of Pentacles tells me you're giving me the least of your energy. You're giving me as little as you possibly can without me getting annoyed about it. And I think that's what the Ten of Wands is about. I think you've come to the end of a cycle with somebody here, that they are giving the absolute least to you, and I don't think you're dealing with that anymore. It feels like you understand that now, that it's it's an unjust thing for them to do, and that maybe that you were dealing with them the way you were is because you were stuck. Maybe you had nowhere to go. Maybe you couldn't move. Maybe you weren't moving forward. Maybe you didn't want to leave the relationship. Whatever the situation is, it feels like once you do finally drop all of this nonsense here, it feels like you are free to be in gratitude. Tell me about triumphant success, because here's where it all starts in the week ahead. It's like probably around Tuesday or Wednesday, you go into this place where I think almost like you've been forced to be, like, because it feels as though somebody here is mistreating you or ignoring you or something like that. And so you decide to go into hermit energy. Look, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm just going to try and repair myself, or maybe go sit with myself and see if there's anything I could have done differently. And I think what you realize is your breakthrough is that it wasn't you. It wasn't you at all. I think it was somebody else. There's your breakthrough. Yeah. It feels like you have been doing so much to grow spiritually. You've been growing spiritually. You're having breakthroughs. And I feel it's because you're on the precipice of another breakthrough. It feels like you keep leveling up, I'm going to say. And sometimes we don't know when we're doing it because things are changing in our lives so fast that maybe we just get pissed off with it and we think we're in one big long tower moment. But it feels like with you, Scorpio, that you're having a breakthrough about your spirituality, or you're leveling up to another, going through another ascension of some sort. And you have some sort of an aha moment or a breakthrough here about your growth, because that's what the sun is. It's about happiness. It's about growth. And I feel like you've been growing spiritually and financially and just in so many ways. But I think that you have been around people or a person, or living with people or a person who have been sort of, maybe a little bit envious of your growth. And they're trying to keep you in the box where they feel safe, that you're in the box, right? In the box where they feel safe that you're there, that they can make you do whatever they want or sort of wrestle you into submission. And if you think you're ever going to wrestle a Scorpio into submission, you're delusional. So we've got the Two of Wands in the reverse. So the Two of Wands in the reverse is, I didn't have a plan, or I don't have a plan, but the Four of Swords is here. Healing is the plan, I'm going to say. Healing is the plan. So I feel like somebody here is leaving the crossroads. You've decided, I'm just going to jump in. I'm just going to do it. So it feels like this sword, you take out this sword and you either tell the truth, or you cut them out, or you change your circumstance in some type of way, because you realize, you come to this realization, this breakthrough, that it was never you. It wasn't your problem. It was them. And so I feel like they misjudged you. You finally know your worth, and you found your worth while you were in hermit energy. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Knight of Cups. And we have the King of Swords. This really feels like it could be relationship related for some of you, because the Knight of Cups is here. And so it feels like it might have something to do with the heart space. So this might be somebody that you're connected to through your heart space. They could be a friend that you've had for a really long time, could be a family member. But the Knight of Cups, it can be romantic, right? So I feel like that the King of Swords shows up because now you've got the sword in hand, right? The King of Swords always has the sword of truth in hand. And I feel like you've got more knowledge than you had before. You're like, wait a second. I've been checking myself out. I have been doing all the things I need to do spiritually, financially. Like, I feel like you weren't feeling enough and you kept doing more and more and more and more. You come to this place as the King of Swords where you're like, back your shit up. I'm doing the best that I can do. It does feel like it might be relationship related, and it feels like this Knight of Cups energy is going to actually, the job of the person who is the Knight of Cups is to get you to move forward in your life, for you to come to this realization that it wasn't your problem, that you can move forward because you are smart, you're really intelligent, you're very you don't miss a thing. You're very perceptive. Is that it? You're very perceptive and you don't miss a thing. I think that this person had, because of this relationship thing, like, look, so many people, because look, I read for a lot of people, so many people are stuck in a relationship where they don't want to be, but they don't want to give up the house, or they don't want to give up the car, or they just can't be alone with themselves. And I think that you can already do all of those things. But I think that it just took a realization for you to understand with clarity that you got to do it head over heart. No more of this Knight of Cups thing. You're not just going to smooth it over with romance. Smooth it over with a sorry. You're not going to smooth it over for me anymore, because you're now telling me, you're showing me that you misjudged me, thinking that you could control me, is what it looks like. So the Two of Swords is here. Deception. I feel like you're making a decision, and it's going to be a hard one, but I feel like you are cutting through false illusions and scarcity mentality, which I believe this relationship, friendship, this could be an employer. I'm just saying that this person had you convinced that nobody else would want you, that you couldn't go anywhere else. And then finally with your breakthrough, you've realized, I got to make a decision because I want more money, more attention, a long-term relationship. I want something steady, sturdy, and stable. I want my mental health to be stable. I want my physical health to be stable. It feels like you were realizing that the conditions you were living in were terrible. And I think they were mental conditions, because we are looking at swords. We've got the King of Swords, Knight of Swords, Two of Swords. We got this Ace of Swords up here. It feels like they were, the conditions you were living in mentally were atrocious. And I feel like it was a really hard decision, or it will be a hard decision for you to move along. But we've got the Seven of Cups. So I feel like the deception was somebody kept you confused. They kept you in illusion. And once you finally, because it does say here that you broke through false illusion, and this is the illusion, the Seven of Cups. Once you break through the illusion here, the Knight of Swords is available to you. And the Knight of Swords is the one that's just going to say it, because the King of Swords is here. I'm just going to say it. Look, I need more money. And if you can't give me more money, then I quit. Then you've got my 2 weeks notice. Or I need a long-term relationship. If we're not getting married, if we're not going to move in together, if we're not going any further in this relationship, then I'm out. Like, it feels like you make some sort of really quick decision, and the Knight of Swords is the one that is not apologetic. I'm just not even going to apologize for what I'm saying to you right now. I just need it to be done, and that's it. I need to make this decision, because I feel like you already have pulled back your energy to be in this energy of the Hermit in order to find your answer. So you've definitely reached an impasse with somebody here. So I think now you have a decision to make. The Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is, do I continue to live the illusion, or do I say something and bust open everything and then figure out what I'm going to do from there? It feels like, sometimes life stings. That's what it says here. It also says, be fearless and bold, just like the Emperor would, card number 4. But it says, be fearless and bold, badger spirit. So this 6 and 4 is a 10. 10s are the end of the cycle. 10s break down to a 1, which is the beginning of something. So I feel like you're ending some sort of a cycle with emotional withdrawal and saying, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. It's time for expansion. And I think this person thought that they were going to be able to keep you in the box, that they wanted to leave you in. They were going to be able to control you. And I think that you caught on. You had an awakening and you caught on. Let's put down 3 cards. We're going to talk more about this. We're going to clarify this in the extended. Let's put down 3 more cards that we can talk about as we go into the extended. We've got the moon energy. Ooh, the Wheel of Fortune is here. That's what they didn't count on. Scorpio, that's what this person didn't count on. They didn't count on that what you couldn't see was the Wheel of Fortune. Your person, or maybe your employer, or whoever I'm talking about, it'll be different for all of you. They didn't count on destiny. They didn't count on divine timing. And so I don't think you saw it coming, but I think you felt it coming. And I think that's what that big breakthrough moment is for you, that you came through at the right time. You're listening to the universe, whether you know that you are or not. So the Wheel of Fortune being here tells me things are moving forward in a fortunate way, but it is a moment of clarity, right? We got the Page of Swords here. It's a moment of clarity. And now I get it. I've learned the lesson. And as this Wheel of Fortune rolls through here, I feel like you couldn't see it, though, because of the moon energy, because of illusion and deception. You couldn't see it. And it was a little bit of scarcity as well. So now we're going to see what happens from here, because now that you know what's going on, now that you've had some sort of revelation or realization with this breakthrough, we're going to see where this takes you from here. If you want to come into the extended, that's where we're going to be. So if you'll look at the top of the comments here, there is a pinned comment under the video itself, and there you will find your link for the membership, and that's where we'll be in the membership doing the extended. All of the extendeds are in the membership. You can purchase this one outright if you'd like to. There is a link in the pinned comment for that as well if you just want to purchase this one and not come into the membership. Also, I'm doing private reads, so if you're interested in having a pre-recorded read or speaking to me live on the phone, I am taking calls and video calls, and we can work something out, whatever it is that you want to talk about. Look, in the live reads, you're able to give me as many questions as we can stuff into the time frame that we've got to talk with each other. So I've been having a lot of fun doing those. So I'd love to speak with you if that's what you want to do. I'm going to go for now. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Wands. Something is coming to stable, fun, excitement. And you know what? It's because you're putting yourself in time out. You're putting yourself on the outside looking in, and you're also figuring out what is going to make me excited in love? What's going to make me excited with the Lovers here? I need to make some choices that are going to make me have that little fire burning in my belly again. Make me excited for new stability or new places. I'm going to go for now. I'm going to go to the extended, and if I don't see you there, that's fine, because I'll be back, because I'm always back. Thanks so much, Scorpio, for hanging out. I'm going to go for now. You guys take care. Bye-bye.